Absolutely phenomenal morning, everybody. I am your host, Shaan Rais, and you are now tuned in to the $1 Billion Breakfast with the Brand. So what is today? Today is Friday, quotas day, sales day. What do your numbers look like? What do your numbers look like? Are you hitting your numbers? Are you putting numbers on the board? And if not, for God's sakes, why? Why aren't you hitting your numbers, guys? So before we begin, just let me let you know we are live. They call it omni-channel. Omni-channel. So we are live across multiple platforms. We are live on Facebook in 2 different places. We are live on YouTube. We are live on LinkedIn in 2 different places. We are live on Instagram and we are live on Twitter. Who knew? Twitter had a live. But we're there and we're live on Twitter, guys. So let me know all of your questions when it comes to sales. Today is Sales Friday. Get your numbers right in the morning. Get your mind right in the morning. Get your numbers right during the day. Write that down. Get your mind right in the morning. Get your numbers right during the day. What are some struggles? What are some struggles that you're having when it comes to sales? Listen, guys, if you don't sell, you won't eat well. If you don't sell, your business will fail. Hands down. Within the organization, it's the same thing. So people ask me all the time, Shaan, how do I begin the sales process? You begin by adding value. You begin by adding value, massive value. People know that you can help them when you do what? Actually help them. So the question is, if you're not selling, if you're not getting promoted, if you've been in the same situation in the job market for 5 days, 5 months, or 5 years, if you're not moving, the question is, who are you adding value to? Because when you add value, your clients will come, your business will grow. You will get a promotion and it won't be lateral. It'll be horizontal. You'll move up according to the value that you serve, the value that you deliver in the organization. You will get the promotion and you will have zeros added to the back of your number based on the degree to which you serve. In your business, you will have clients. You will have inbound leads. You will have closing calls. You will have appointments booked to the degree that you serve. So put some questions in the chat and we're going to have some fun. Oh, let me introduce my phenomenal guest. My phenomenal guest this morning is none other than you. You are the phenomenal guest this morning. That's right. Shaan Rais. We flying solo. Listen, the best way to go. I promise you. We are flying solo today. Right? I'm in the cockpit and you are next to me. You are the co-pilot today. You are the co-pilot. So I need you to ask me a question. Put a question in the chat. Too cool to lose. How are you doing on IG? Jacqueline on LinkedIn Voice. And we also have Shade, Travis the Critic, and Taisha, and a couple more on IG. I think it's YouTube, Facebook. Listen, we're everywhere, guys. But the question is, where are you according to your numbers and what that looks like? So I want you to think about that. Where am I at in my numbers? How many sales do I have? How many sales did I make last week? How many new clients came in? What do my numbers look like? If you had to put numbers on the board, what would those numbers be? Put it in the chat and we'll be right back. Let's grow. It's very important that you know yourself to the highest degree possible, because it's through knowing ourselves that we're able to know other people. You are the most important person in the room, and the better that you know yourself, the better that you're able to communicate to others. So you're not only playing the game knowing who you are, but you're also playing the game knowing who everyone else is, so that you're not playing blind.
He's extremely engaging with people. He has a fantastic smile. He's just very high energy person.
This is called leadership development. So we have to be independently knowledgeable and considerate to know who we are so we can more effectively know who other people are. As the leader, it's your responsibility to allocate resources in the right places. If you don't know how to communicate effectively, you're losing the battle. I said Shaan Rais. I'm proud. I said Shaan Rais. Leadership is not the brand they made for us.
Listen, he brought fire, heat. He didn't hold back.
20 years down the line, what I could sell, why not serve first? Service over salary. Branding like a leader closes the gap for people who want branding. Speaking like a leader closes the gap for people who are nervous about speaking. If Steve Jobs would have speculated, we wouldn't have Apple.
He changed lives. He helped people open up their business and start their business.
We are the brand. Some people say, Shaan, should I quit my job? Mentally, yes.
As a speaker too, to be able to learn from him and watch him and game respects game. And I want to have that much game someday.
The right client, pay $500,000 for what you do. You have to be bold in your beliefs.
He has been an amazing asset to this event and a pleasure to work with. Very captivating, collaborative, worked very well with the audience.
I want to help you. Put a 0 behind your number, right?
The session was great. How he is online, virtually, he is even more phenomenal in person.
Be the face of change that you want to see. Stop asking questions and start giving demands.
The entire team has just been absolutely incredible. They are a joy to work with. They go above and beyond.
Give yourself a round of applause. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Phenomenal morning, guys. Welcome back. We are back. So I have a live crew on IG, and I'm wondering what's going on everywhere else. I don't see any questions anywhere else. So I guess everybody's a millionaire everywhere else. Right? If this is the $1 billion breakfast with the brand, and if you're in the millions and you're on your way, then I understand. But if you're not, then there should be some questions in the chat. There should be some questions to help you get where you're trying to go, unless you're already where you're trying to go. If you don't have any questions and you don't like where you are, that's a problem. That's a real. If you don't have any questions, then you're going to stay where you're at. Because questions is how you grow. Questions is how you grow. New information introduced to your operating system. New information introduced to your operating system is how you grow. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with BB Jackie. We had a little banter back and forth. But BB Jackie says, getting past the doubt to hone in on the right target and the most profitable product. So that's actually two. That's actually two situations, right? Maybe three even. Getting past the doubt. So getting past the doubt is a mindset issue. 100%. 100%. Getting past the doubt. So I want you to ask yourself, if you can walk, then you've had prior success. Very simple. If you can walk, then you have experienced prior success. If you can talk, put another X, marks the spot, because you've had prior success. If you're a mother, if you're a father, you've had prior success. If you've gotten a job, you've had prior success. If you have a degree, then you've had prior success. I want you to understand something. If you did not know how to do something, and then you turned around and found out how to do it, whether that's drive, cook, and many of the other things that you can think of, obviously, you have had prior success. So that should be a pattern recognition piece. Okay, if I apply myself long enough, I'll get good at it. Because before it was foreign to you. Driving was foreign to you. Working may have been foreign to you. Speaking a foreign language was foreign to you. College was foreign to you. Walking as a child was foreign to you. Talking as a child was foreign to you. So all you have to do is concentrate on this and focus. Focus and concentrate long enough and you will be successful. Now, how does that look? What does that really look like, Shaan? Okay, so when you want to drive, you follow someone who's driving. Does that make sense? You connect and you network with drivers, whether they're in your house or whether they're in the driving school. Whether you get it for free or you pay for it. You learn how to drive by connecting with drivers. So you learn how to sell by connecting with sales drivers. Guys, it's not that hard. You learn how to make sales by connecting with sales drivers, people who drive sales, who drive numbers, who put numbers on the board. Okay, so that's how you get past the doubt. Just recognize your past experiences and your past successes, and you can say, okay, this can work for me. I have had prior success. So if I focus here and I concentrate long enough, I will be successful. Now, she says getting past the doubt to hone in on the right target. So that's the second part. Hone in on the right target. You got to set numbers. You got to set targets. What is your target? What is your number? How much money do you want to make during 2023? You can write that down right now. Set that intention right now. How much money do you want to make for the year of 2023? And if you're in the organization, phenomenal morning, Dr. Gerald. If you're on LinkedIn Voice, if you're a professional, if you have a job, you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. You can say, okay, right now I'm on the front line. By the end of 2023, I want to be a manager. I've been in this situation for 3 years. By the end of 2023, I want to be a supervisor. I'm at 5 figures right now. By the end of this year, I want to be at 6 figures. What does that look like? Who do I need to connect with? You need to connect with promotion drivers, people who have been promoted. You also have to connect with your own value. How can I add value? Take it back to the first statement that I said. You have to add value. Who are you adding value to? If you're not adding value to anyone, you're already where you're going to stay. I want you to understand that. Get comfortable. Make a nest. Make a nest. You value add your way out of any situation that you're in right now. You value add your way out of and into any situation that you're in right now. If you have a job, you value added your way there. You got dressed right. You did the research. You put together the resume. You sent the resume. You did the interview. You may have done a 90-day preliminary. And now you have the position. You only have it because you value added. You value added. So if you want to move up into another position, if you want to move up into another pay grade, you've got to value add your way up. But if you don't know where you're going, you're already there. So that's how you hone in on the right target. BB Jackie, right? And that's BB, not baby. I know it's early, right? But that's BB, right? You value add your way up. Before you can hone in on a target, you have to set the target. What's the target? And then the most profitable product. So let's get to the third part of the question. The most profitable product is the one that you set. So this is where you become the CEO of your life. This is where you become the CEO of your life. What is your most valuable product? How do you create a product suite? And literally, you create a product suite by making a decision. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to give it. And these are the services that I'm going to provide. I teach people how to design their ideal life. Design your ideal life and then design the ideal business around it. So if you want to make $1 million a year, you got to have some nice products, nice sized products within your arsenal or within your product suite. If you want to make $500K, it's okay. You might have a little bit less priced products within your product suite. But you have to decide who you're going to be and what you're going to do and for who you're going to do it for. This is the very first part of sales. You got to have an idea. You got to get past the insecurity, the inferiority complex, and say, okay, who am I? What value do I deliver? Who do I serve? At what price point? And in which way? In which way? So everybody knows that I do executive coaching, leadership development, organizational consulting, professional speaking. These are my wheel wells. executive branding. These are my wheel wells. What are your phenomenal value adds? And then people know my price points. 5K, 30K, 60K above. Where are your price points? Where do you set them? What does that look like? Because this is truly your world, guys. This is really your world. It's real that you have permission to set the intention. It's your store. You have permission to set the price. And if you don't set the price is already set. And that's what you're getting. A donut, a hole. If you don't have clarity, then you will definitely have disparity. Okay, let me go from IG, Phenomenal Morning, Kimberly. Now, give me 1 second. We're going to go to Travis the Critic. So Travis the Critic asks, if brand spanking new, no business, no content, only knowledge. First question, what activity are you focused on? Okay, if you have absolutely no product, no business, I'm thinking of what knowledge do I have that I can productize? What knowledge do I have that I can productize? So let me give you let me take you back for a minute. I had a personal fitness trainer and a nutritional specialist certification. I love exercise. I love working. I've been doing it all my life. So one of my first ventures into business was as a personal fitness trainer and a nutritional specialist. And my value add, so watch this, my unique value proposition was this: I can help you add or take away 10 pounds a month. 10 pounds of muscle you can pack on, 10 pounds of water weight you can take away. Every single month, guaranteed, or you don't pay. As long as you follow the regimen, it's guaranteed. I've always been into evidence-based. I've always said guarantees, because what I've said works. And what I teach works. I don't teach anything that doesn't work. So that's like the pre-phase. The preliminary is making sure your stuff works. Don't sell a faulty pen. Make sure your stuff works. And once you've got something that you know works, then you say, okay, what's the number? What's the number? How am I going to set the price? And who am I going to sell it to? So again, sometimes, we get twisted between a 501c3 and an LLC model. We want to save the world, but the world can't pay us. We want to save everybody. We want to save the whales. The last time I checked, whales didn't have jobs. So whales can't pay you. So that's a bad business model, unless it's a 501c3 and then you're applying for grants. It's a completely different model than trying to speak to people on social media and get clients that can't pay you. That's a bad business model. So you got to make sure you have the right mindset. Who am I working with? Who is going to serve me as I serve them? Who is going to pay me? How is this going to become mutualism as opposed to someone taking advantage of your value? And you could probably put it in a chat 1,000,000 times about all the people that you've given value to for free, and they never valued the value that you gave them. Very important that you don't get caught up in the giving cycle, where all you do is give, and there's no reconciliation, there's no recognition, there's no reciprocity. Okay, so no business, no content, only knowledge. The first activity that I'm focused on is locating what part of my knowledge is productizable. What part of my knowledge can I create a product out of? And look in the market. What's being sold? What's being sold? So let's say I do real estate, or I'm interested in real estate and I'm a real estate investor and I've had some success, but I don't have my own business. All I do is invest, and I want to create a business. So I'm going to say to myself, what part of my real estate process is proven successful? What part works? Where am I getting money from? And then I would do a comparative analysis within the market. Who's selling what at what price point? And then I say, okay, great. So there's some real estate coaches, and they're coaching people who want to get into real estate at this price point. Now, honestly, what I would do is probably double the price to differentiate myself. On that note, We'll be right back. The reason why I did this and what I do is help leaders to become brands and brand themselves. You train people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. I teach authenticity marketing. If people can take advantage of you, they will in your personal or professional existence.
My biggest takeaway just from day one is you are the brand. I would recommend it to anybody that's really looking to build a personal brand.
Just the brand in general has changed my life. I've grown so much since I've been a part of this.
I see myself in what he does, and I believe in it just as much as I believe in myself.
You know, there's nothing that you cannot overcome in this world except that which you refuse to fight. When I say brand, when I say brand and authenticity and being the brand, you gotta know your story. You gotta know your story, you gotta own your story, and you gotta be the champion of your story. It's very important that we control our narrative. It's very important that we don't allow anyone else to control our narrative, because when they control our narrative, they control our freedom. They control our freedom and our future. I don't just want it for me, I want it for everybody. It can happen, and it can happen for you, especially when you get branded like a leader. All right. So LinkedIn Voice, we are live. Instagram, we are live. Facebook in multiple places. YouTube and Twitter, we are live. They call that omnipresent across omni channels. You might want to keep writing that down a couple of times so that it becomes you and that it kind of sets in your mind. You want to be omnipresent across omni channels. So what am I doing this morning? I'm adding value. What will I be doing tomorrow evening at 5 p.m.? Adding value. Guys, so if you don't know about the leader, what we call the Leadership Live Deep Dive at 5, right? The Leadership Live Deep Dive at 5. So to your question again, Travis, what do you do? How do you do it? You add value, productize your knowledge, add value. What do people not have and what do you have that you can add? So for those of you who know or don't know, if you're just following me for a moment, I've got a vast education, a very vast education. 2 master's degrees and a third being conferred in education for leadership. And I'm in the dissertation stage of 2 doctorates right now, deep into it. So an EdD for leadership. So I'm deep on leadership. So when you say to yourself, why did Shaan do the Leadership Live Deep Dive at 5? Because I'm qualified to do that. I'm qualified to speak to leadership, to develop leaders, to help leaders to develop their brands, to help leaders to develop their business, to help leaders to develop their teams. I'm qualified to help you drive through the gray, the pea soup of your mind, the things that distract you. When it comes to leadership development, in education and conferring the educational process, conferring the knowledge in andragogy and not pedagogy, but adult transference of education and salient points to help you minimize the distractions and run through the wall and hit those targets times 10. That's one of my qualifications. So that's why we did the Leadership Live Deep Dive at 5, because we were qualified. So tomorrow at 5 p.m., if you want to get a little bit closer, a little bit more intimate, go to livedeepdive.com and register for the call. Livedeepdive.com and register for the call on Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. We'll be in the same room, right? In a Zoom context. We'll be in the same room in a Zoom context, and you'll be able to ask me questions. I'll be able to see you like you're able to see me, and we can relate and congregate and participate and demonstrate excellence together, right? So that, again, that's livedeepdive.com. That's what I did. I added value. And that's what you need to do. You need to add value. If you're in an organization and you're trying to move up, You need to find who can hire you, who can promote you, and who can increase your pay. And you need to add value. But not just add value to them, but add value to everyone around you. So everyone here is not qualified to be one of my clients. Our prices are pretty up there, right? But it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy to me. It doesn't mean that you're worthless to me. No, I'm going to add value to everyone, and the person who's qualified can choose themselves. You see how that works? You got to put yourself in the marketplace and let people know that you exist. Because if they don't, what? Know that you exist, you won't, what? Grow in your business. It'll never happen. So too cool to lose. We're going from IG back to Facebook. So Facebook had a question. Travis, I answered that before we came in, part 1 and part 2. So part 2, he asks, what are you tracking? What are you tracking? So I just told you about my educational procession. I always track my progress in mastery. In qualifications, I track that. Certifications, qualifications. I have certifications in organizational consulting. There are certain things that you want to acquire. If you don't know how to sell, you might want to take some courses. We have Closing Like a Leader to help you learn how to sell big deals. When I say big deals, it's a big deal when you close a big deal. And what's a big deal? A big deal? 25, 35, 55, 75, 105, $125,000. That can be a big deal. 10K can be a big deal to some people. 5K can be a big deal to some people. And 2K can be a big deal to some people, depending on where you're at. But you want to track your competency. And you'll probably want to write this down, guys. Confidence comes from competence. Confidence comes from competence. So if you don't know how to sell, of course you're not confident in selling. Well, Shaan, I don't know about getting on the phone. And that's what I want to say to Too Cool to Lose. So Too Cool to Lose on IG asked the question. I know you say they are in our phone. That's right, I do. Your clients are in your phone. Your promotions are in your phone. Your money is in your phone right now. The same phone that you're using to watch this. You're looking outside of your phone for clients. But your first clients are probably in your phone or right in the room with you, or when you go to work, they're right there on the floor with you. And you don't see them. One thing that you want to do is be keen on sight. Keen on sight. So most people that I work with realize that they're missing money that's been all around them for the last 2-3 years. Matter of fact, we went to the Myrtle Beach Mastermind. When clients came into the room, off the Zoom and into the room at the Myrtle Beach Mastermind, I said, close the doors, lock the windows, and turn up the heat. Nobody leaves until money crosses hands. The very first day. And people were like, what is this? Is this the trap? Is this why he brought us to Myrtle Beach? So he could suffocate us? I said, no. Close the doors, close the windows, lock them, turn up the heat. Nobody leaves until money changes hands. Take out your phone. Take out your phone right now. Call the last 5 numbers that you called and tell them what you do. And people were like, oh my God, no, that's my cousin. I said, take out your phone. If you want to make money, right? You want to make money, you want to be successful. Listen, guys, if you want to make money and be successful, then I'm going to give you the keys to how to do it. The last 5 numbers that you called outside of children and parents, the last 5 numbers that you've called, if you call them and you introduce what you do to them, what you do for them, what you can do for them and what you do, if you introduce that to them, then they'll be able to say, do I need it or not? And if they don't, then you ask them, okay, phenomenal. Do you know 5 people who could use the services that I provide? And 9 times out of 10, they might say not 5, but 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, but no one will say nothing as long as what you do adds value. If you say, hey, let's go back to the weight loss piece and the bodybuilding piece. If you say, I help people lose 10 pounds in 30 days and decrease high blood pressure and heartbeat irregularity. The person you're talking to might be somebody who says, no, I don't have that problem. And then you say, okay, do you know 5 people who could use the services that I provide? Now, I'm still answering your question, too cool to lose. And probably I'm answering the question for everybody on this call. I promise you, if you do what I tell you, you're going to make money. I promise you, if you do what I tell you, you're going to grow in your business. You're going to get promoted. You're going to double your salary within a certain set amount of time. I've done this with people. And it never fails. The only thing that fails is the person that I'm speaking to failing to implement and execute on what I teach them and tell them. That's where the failure takes place. The variable is you. The variable is not what I teach. It is guaranteed. It's evidence-based. It's quantified and qualified. It happens all day. The last 5 people that you called, or the last 5 people that called you first, the last 5 people that called you, tell them what you do. Call them back and tell them what you do. Tell them the price point and tell them that you're in business. 9 times out of 10, they don't even know that you're in business because you're so unconfident and you're so sure they're not going to buy from you that you don't even introduce your value. Tell them what you do, who you do it for, and how much it costs, and then let them make a decision. A lot of times, Tuesday, we talk ourselves out of the price. We talk ourselves out of a sale. We don't even make the phone call. We say, oh, they don't need that. Oh, they don't need that. Oh, they're not going to buy this. Oh, they don't have the money. Everybody has the money for what they want to have money for. Write that down. That's a key. That's a key to unlock your sales success. Everybody has the money for what they want to have money for. Now, you just have to find yourself in a situation where you make yourself attractive in the marketplace. Make yourself desirable in the marketplace. Make the value that you deliver, position yourself as the only viable option when it comes to that. So when it comes to branding, there never has been, nor there will there ever be another Shaan Rais in this. There will not. That's why I'm getting 2 doctorates and not 1, because there will never be. There is no other. Going live every day on every channel to give you value for free. That's me. Why do I do it? People say all the time, Shaan, why do you do it? How do you give all this value? Because I can. Why doesn't anybody else do it? Because they can't. I mean, if I had limited knowledge and scarcity, I wouldn't give it all away either. But I really know what I'm talking about. So I want you to think about what you really know and what you could talk about all day. That's your value point. That's your value add. There's something that you could talk about all day till the cows come home. But you're not talking about that. You're trying to talk about something that you don't really know that well, something that you're learning. Don't try to repackage something that you're just learning for the first time. Find your unique value proposition, that thing that lights you up on the inside, that makes you passionate, that you could talk about every day, all day until the cows come home. So watch this. The first move, contact the last 5 people that contacted you. The next thing you want to do is the last 5 people that you've contacted. Contact them again. Angela, phenomenal morning. Right? People have contacted you, contact them. People that you have contacted, contact them. The last 5. And ask them. If they say, no, I'm not in need of that right now, you say, phenomenal, no question. I greatly appreciate it. Would you happen to know 5 people who could benefit from the services I've just described to you? Now you got 10 people you just called. And you asked for 5 referrals from each of them. If they only give you 3, now you've got 30 new numbers to call, 30 new opportunities to serve and be of value. Everybody here is an expert in something. Everybody, I don't attract losers. I'll just be honest. I don't attract novices. I speak in a way that pushes the newbies away. I do that on purpose. I dress in a way that pushes the people who are insecure in themselves away from me. I do it on purpose. I speak challengingly to intimidate people. The weak are intimidated and they say, no, Shaan is too challenging. He talks too loud. He wants you to do stuff. If you want to be entertained, then go to the concert. I think Beyonce is doing something if you can afford the ticket, right? But if you want to learn, if you want to stretch, if you want to be challenged, then come to Shaan Rais. I'm going to show you how to get to that bag. Whether you're inside the organization or out, but I don't care what industry you're in. This works across industries. Value adding and adding value, it works across industries. No questions whatsoever. It doesn't make a difference what the condition is economically. We did multiple six figures in less than 90 days in the worst economic condition in history. So where's your gap? Where's your gap? I'm telling you right now, everybody here is an expert. You just have to identify what you're an expert in. And everybody here has a phone. Use it for what it was made for. Use it for connecting. Use it for connecting and use it for cultivating. Cultivating relationships. Phenomenal morning, Ricardo. I see you. Use it for cultivating relationships. How do you cultivate a relationship? How do you nurture a plant? How do you nurture a child? You add value. You find out what they want and you deliver it. This is the same thing in business. You find out what your ideal client wants and you deliver it. That's what I'm doing this morning. Everybody wants sales. Everybody wants to make money. Well, here I am telling you how to do it for absolutely nothing. If you are so inclined, so watch the back end offer. If you are so inclined as to learn more about building your brand, developing as a leader, becoming more successful, becoming more sufficient, becoming more excellent, livedeepdive.com. Click on the link. Click on the link, livedeepdive.com, and register for the call where we'll get together face to face and you can be one-on-one coached Saturday, Eastern Standard, 5 p.m. You give, and then you ask. Have a small ask. No risk involved. So that's a free call. That's a free call. But if you like, who here can say they appreciate the value that I've been providing all week, every week for the last month? Every week we have every day we have a different topic. On Mondays, we talk about branding. On Tuesdays, we talk about coaching. On Wednesdays, we talk about speaking. On Thursdays, we talk about marketing. On Friday, we talk about sales. That's my wheel well. Executive entrepreneurial education is my wheel well. That's my specialty. I will not talk to you about stocks. My guy, Travis the Critic, will do that. Check him out. I won't tell you about real estate. We have someone else on the inside. I won't tell you about legalities and law. We're bringing somebody else on tomorrow morning for law. Don't miss it. Her name is Tiffany, and she's phenomenal when it comes to law and legal. All things legal when it comes to protecting your business, protecting your brand, protecting yourself. Because it's not about what you make. It's about what you keep. And it's not about what you do. It's about what you own. You don't want to become a liability to yourself and the people that you love. You want to be an asset. You want to be a value add. Okay, guys, so we're talking about sales. Phenomenal morning, Wayne. I see you, brother. Right? I see you, Ricardo. I see you, Yvette. I see you. Let me see. Okay, so I answered that question. What do you do with your phone? You call the last 5 people that called you and tell them what you do, who you do it for, how much it costs. And no matter whether they buy or they deny, ask for 5 referrals, 5 people they know. Now you just expanded your wheel well by 10-fold. Really? Come on. 5 times 5. 25 more people, 25 more numbers. And then call the last 5 people that you called, excluding children and parents. Aunts and uncles can get it all day. Cousins can get it all day. This is business. I'm talking to you about business. Now, this is the thing, right? People say, well, I don't want to sell to my uncle. If you have something that's good that your uncle could use, if your uncle is suffering from hypertension, heart disease, and rheumatoid arthritis, and you are a health coach who helps people lose 10 pounds a month, why in God's name would you not offer that to your uncle? For the shame. For the shame. Why would you not do that? They need it. It would save their lives. But you say, no, that's my uncle. I'm not going to sell to my uncle. So you deny him the opportunity to transform his life and live longer. That's why I said for the shame, because you should be ashamed of yourself. Serve, 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 and you'll get what you deserve. Inside or outside of the organization. You do not have to be an entrepreneur to succeed. You can be an entrepreneur and succeed. So BB Jackie asked this question now on IG. In today's media, influencer trend. Okay, in today's media influencer trend, can businesses grow without their CEO being an influencer? Okay, I'm going to ask that. I'm going to answer. I'm going to ask it again so you guys can hear it. And I want you to pay attention to the phonetics so you understand what I'm asking, what she's asking. She says, in today's media influencer trend, can businesses grow without their CEO being an influencer? The answer to that is yes. But the caveat to that is it's more expensive and it takes more time. It's more volatile and more hostile. It's more risky. So yes, the business can grow without the CEO being an influencer, but if the CEO is not an influencer, how much money are you spending on ads to attract new clients? Let me give you an example. I'm going to give you an example for everybody. Everybody knows Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Tesla. But we only know one company's CEO. We don't know the CEO to BMW, and we don't know the CEO to Mercedes-Benz. We know the CEO to Tesla. The CEO to Tesla is an influencer. He has a personal brand. How much money is spent on BMW and Mercedes-Benz marketing? Mercedes-Benz and BMW together spend multiple $1 million monthly to promote their products. Now contrast that with Tesla. Tesla spends a big donut. Not $1. Not $1. Not $1 on marketing because they don't have to. All Elon Musk has to do is send a tweet. If Elon Musk sends a tweet, he shuts the internet down and people buy everything. If he says today, we're launching the SCX, Tesla Model SCX in September. We're going to begin manufacturing in September. It's going to roll out January 2024. Before wheel touches pavement and before hand touches metal, they're all sold. They're all sold. That's the power of the influencer brand, Jackie. You can do it, but it's going to cost a whole lot if you don't do the influencer piece. Now, when the CEO is an influencer and does develop their personal brand, it's so much less in marketing. So for all of the numbers that we don't do paid advertising. We don't do paid advertising. We do authenticity marketing. Write that down. Authenticity marketing. We have converting conversations. Conversations that convert. I don't have to twist arms to make sales. I give value to make sales. I don't have to invade your phone. So when you see me on now, like when you see me now, then you go to Macy's and I'm there too. Or when you go to look at the news, I'm there too. Or when you try to order an Uber, I'm there too, because I'm hacking into your phone with all kinds of shenanigans. You know, I say all that money is mine. I don't spend any of that money. I don't have to. I only want to work with people that want to work with me. And if it's meant to be, then you'll find me. That's the way this works, guys. So it's about how much money do you want to make and how much money do you want to keep? And how authentic do you want your brand to be in the marketplace? Because personal touch is one thing. Professional touch is one thing. Cyber stalking is another. Inundating you with ads anytime you turn on your phone is another thing. And I'm not here to say what's right or what's wrong. I'm just here to offer you the options and answer the questions. Okay. Kimberly Fowler says, I'm looking for corporate clients. Great. Create corporate content. Super simple. If you're looking for corporate clients, create corporate content. Find out what the 10 most frequently asked questions are and create your content to answer the questions. Be the resource, be the value add. Most people try to get sales. If you give value, you won't worry about getting sales because sales will come to you. You just got to give value. Speaking on giving value, we've been doing a lot for the last 20, 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and digress and let the commercials play. You're going to see me on the commercials in different places across the world giving value, telling you or showing you exactly what I've been telling you. Let's go. Business is like a game of chess. It's not checkers. If you don't know how to lead with a personal brand, then you're losing the battle.
Everything about Shaan's talk was fantastic. I mean, I got so much from it.
So he was really bringing fire and passion and just love and spirit to let everybody else know how do you become a leader amongst the leaders.
You hold the key in your hand. There is more power in this phone than there was that took the first man to the moon.
His energy, his dynamic information, gave a really great presentation.
I didn't ask for any money. I didn't have an offer. I had a heart to help people and meet them where they were at and find their need and fulfill it.
Shaan is the bomb.
I don't talk theory. I don't talk hyperbole. I don't talk opinion. Nothing I talk is anything but evidence-based.
During the G-Circle retreat in Atlanta, I had the pleasure and the honor of listening to Mr. Shaan Rais. He will not only impact your organization, but he will elevate your team to another level.
When you change you, when you put you into the equation, the whole system is different. I guarantee you, you got the right thing. You are the right person. If you can present yourself in the best way possible, there's no negotiation.
His energy is infectious, and I have so many takeaways from the presentation that I can't wait to get started and implement them today to see the result.
All right. So that's what I mean when I say everything I say is evidence-based, right? So I'm not teaching you nothing or telling you nothing that I don't do. I'm giving you the blueprint to exactly how we did what we did, and we continue to do the things that you see us doing. Let's see. Let's take another question. Who's got another question? Okay, so Travis the Critic says, great answer. Productize my knowledge and do market research. Add value. Boom. That's it, guys. Add value. Okay, so BB Jackie says, I guess a publicist is a good investment for executives, not in favor of being an influencer. Yes, ma'am. But watch this. There's a way to do it subtly and tastefully. And that's what I try to help executives, leaders, and those with high levels of education understand. An influencer doesn't mean, how do you say, a public speaker. So you don't have to be a public speaker in order to become a brand, to develop your personal brand. You don't have to go live every day. There are different styles of branding, and there are different styles of adding value. Some people add value through writing, and some people add value through talking, but very, I don't want to say dispassionately, but what you would call melancholy. So everybody doesn't pump their fist or speak loudly or go deep into the baritone in the morning. Everybody doesn't have to do that. I want you to understand that everybody doesn't have to boom. That's not how everybody speaks. That's my style. So you might see someone like me, or see someone like an Eric Thomas, or see someone like a Tony Robbins and say, God, man, they're so full of energy. I can't talk like that. Watch this. You don't have to. You don't have to. You're not supposed to. As a matter of fact, if you tried to, you would fail miserably because it's not your authentic positioning. That's why I say authenticity marketing. You don't have to speak like Shaan Rais or Eric Thomas or Tony Robbins to be able to speak. And if you disbelieve or you don't agree with what I'm saying, look at Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy was a phenomenal speaker, but he never got loud. He was very eloquent. And the way that he spoke was almost like a whisper. And he would move his body. I've seen him speak for 3 hours, standing in the same position. He did not walk nor turn to the left or the right. The only thing he did was look to the left. and look to the right and move his hands like it was almost like karate. It was a sweet science, the way Brian Tracy spoke. Watch him, but he'll show you a different way of speaking. So will Jim Rohn. Very comedic, satire, sarcasm. Almost, it was so fun to watch Jim Rohn speak. But one thing that he didn't do was get loud. That's not his style. So it doesn't have to be yours. And you don't need a publicist to make a favorable impression on the watching public. What you do have to do is get in contact with your inner brand, your origin brand. Listen, one of the most powerful things that you can do to tell your audience that you respect them, honor them, and want to do business with them, and want them to know who you are and trust you, and that you're trustable and vulnerable, is telling your story. Listen, when it comes, information tells, stories sell. Write that down. Information tells and stories sell. Why do you think I say over and over again, I'm just a guy from Harlem who God chose to show his favor and mercy through, grew up in the late 80s, early 90s? Because that's my core. That's my origin brand story. That is who I am. I lay myself bare and vulnerable in front of the public's opinion. I tell you that I made massive mistakes. And I tell you that it was my wife who saved my life, because it was. Nobody wrote that for me. I didn't go to a script writer and tell someone from Hollywood to put together a heart-provoking story that's going to pull the people's hearts apart and make them want to do business with me. No, I didn't do that. And I didn't care whether people liked it or not. There's some people that say, oh, he's from Harlem. Oh, I don't like those New York guys. Phenomenal. I'm not the one for you. Fine. Good luck. Find someone else to serve you authentically and to the best and highest degree. However, this is me, and this is where I come from. And I've still got 3 master's degrees, and I'm in 2 doctorates, and I still published 2 books and did multiple 6 figures in less than 90 days. Go figure. Do you want success, or do you want somebody to pat you on the back and make you feel better? Me, when I'm on goals, I don't want somebody to make me feel good. I want somebody to help me change the number, help me hit the number, help me get the result. I'm trying to pay a mortgage. If I'm paying rent, I'm trying to pay a mortgage. If I'm in a zip code I don't like, I'm trying to get out of it. If I'm in a car I don't like, I'm trying to get out of it. If I'm in a position I don't like, I'm trying to get a promotion. I'm trying to get out of it. I don't care who can help me. If you can help me, let's go. That's me. That's me. You want to be authentic, Jackie, and everybody else paying attention. You want to be you. Because at the end of the day, if you can't be you, that's what causes disease. That's what causes discomfort. That's what causes cognitive dissonance. That's what causes heart attacks and depression, when you can't be who you authentically are in your skin. Now, you want to talk about sales? The first sale you got to make is to yourself. The first sale you got to make is to yourself. And you got to make sure that you want to be a consumer of you, because if you can't be a consumer of you, no one else will either. Stop trying to be somebody else. The first thing you can do is be you. Fall in love with you. Take some time away and get to know who you are, so you can come back to the marketplace with a different positioning, an authentic positioning where you're comfortable in your skin. And watch this. You might find that you're rich already. You might find that you're rich already. You might find that you don't have to chase after trends. You might find that it doesn't make a difference what Shaan Rais' last tax income was, because you're comfortable in yours. You might find that, well, you got your family who loves you. You might not need to be an influencer. You might just need to get a raise. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. It's rough over here. It's serious over here. You need the right people over here. You need a team over here. You need fighters over here. You need will over here. You need courage over here. You need patience over here. You need understanding over here. You need love over here. And the first love and the best love starts with the love that you have for yourself. Let me see if there's one more question, guys. Are you guys enjoying this? Put some flames in the chat if you're enjoying this. Put some flames in the chat if you're enjoying this. Funny thing, we got Wayne Smith on LinkedIn Voice. How you doing, brother? Phenomenal. We got Tuesday on LinkedIn Voice. Phenomenal. But Wayne Smith actually was one of the people that was at one of those speaking events. Guys, listen, I'm telling you everything that you can do to build your brand and build your business. When you build your brand, you will build your business. When you build the brand, the business will build itself. How about that? How about that? That's been my experience. Everything I say is evidence-based. I don't have an opinion on it. I don't have an opinion for you guys. Honestly. Like, I don't have an opinion. If you guys ask me what's the weather going to be, I'm going to check the temperature. I'm going to check the weather. I'm going to check the forecast. And I'm going to say, it says it's going to be. I'm not going to tell you a definite answer for a conjecture or for a maybe. If I tell you something, you can guarantee that I've done the research, I've tested and validated, and it's a fact. That's the only thing I'm ever going to say to you. That's the only thing I have for you is truth with proof. We are the evidence. Anything I say is evidence-based. Jackie says, hashtag get in touch with your inner brand. Such a good tip. Kimberly Palace, nothing but flames. Yvette says, I want success. Save the pat on the back. You gonna get it because I ain't got the pat on the back for you. Okay, so Kimberly Fallis asked this. This will be the last question we end with, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this Friday. I hope you show up tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have a legal professional because people have asked me questions. Shaan, how do you protect your brand? Shaan, should I trademark? I tell them what I just told you. I don't have that answer. I will tell you that my name is trademarked. My brand you is trademarked. Brand you not what you do is trademarked. Everything I do is trademarked. However, instead of me telling you what you should do, I'm going to bring a professional to do that. That's what real professionals do. They make references. They use peer-reviewed articles to prove to make it evidence-based. So I'm bringing on a professional tomorrow at 8 a.m. Do not miss it. Kimberly Fallis asked this. In giving value and creating content, should I post on LinkedIn? Yes. Yes. I'll say it again for the people in the back. Yes. Yes. Post on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Yes. 5 or 10 times. She says, let's say once a week for starters. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Once a week, you'll get lost. You'll get buried in the algorithm. I think you can do more. So let's start with once a day. See, I'm a different kind of coach because we need a different kind of culture. We need a different kind of culture. So no, you should not post on LinkedIn for once a week. No, you should post on LinkedIn once a day for starters. I'm always going to add a zero to you in value, guys. I'm always going to exponentially add a zero to you in value, whether you pay for this or not, because I'm authentic and I have massive value to give. And that's my job. I believe in servant leadership to the utmost degree. And I hope I'm showing you that. I will add a zero to you physically, mentally, emotionally, professionally, and economically. So yes, you should post on LinkedIn, but we're going to add a zero to that once a week and make it once a day. I hope you've enjoyed your time with me. I've enjoyed my time with you. Again, livedeepdive.com. If you want to see what it feels like to be in the room instead of the Zoom, or be in the Zoom instead of the room, like be in the Zoom instead of the StreamYard or IG, you want to talk to me specifically one-on-one with everybody else, like we can communicate and I can help you build your brand and answer your questions directly. And you can ask me a question and I can hear your voice and everybody can see your face. Live Deep Dive is the place. livedeepdive.com, Saturday, 5 p.m. And we'll be live again in the morning, tomorrow, 8 a.m. with Tiffany Hill Esquire. Do not miss it. Do not miss it. If you're trying to build a business, trying to build a brand, trying to protect yourself, trying to keep the assets that you create, you protect your intellectual property, don't miss that call. That's all I'm going to say. Don't miss it. It's going to be free, but it'll be worth $10 billion. Let's grow.